You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Wednesday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby. Can't wait to get to the weekend where we're all trapped in our homes due to the cold weather or the snow or what have you as nature continues to try and beat the hell out of us.
It's Canada. It's winter, baby.
I saw a video, speaking of winter. I really like this idea. Guy goes to Home Depot. Says he's trying to buy their cheap ice melter. They try to tell him like, oh, well, we're sold out of the cheap stuff, but we've got this really good stuff over here. It's like $30 a bag. It's what we use here at Home Depot. So he says, well, I came in expecting to buy something cheaper. I don't want to buy a $30 bag. So instead, he goes and buys a $5 broom and dustpan and just goes out into the parking lot of Home Depot and sweeps up a bunch of the $30 ice melter, puts it in a bag, and takes it home. He shows himself sprinkling. He's like, they were right. This is the good stuff.
That's hilarious.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I mean, I know it's probably meant to be a skit. There's definitely footage of him in the video sweeping up rock salt out in front of a real Home Depot. It's like, if you don't really care what people think about you, you could really save some money this winter.
I mean, thinking about it now, there's a park right around the corner from my house. If I just went there before it snowed and I just started scooping up a bunch of sand and putting it in garbage bags or something,
honestly,
I'd be set to just throw it on my driveway in the winter.
Because that's the thing, man, is like, people don't really think about it, but winter can get expensive with all the stuff that your heating bills go up. Everybody knows about that. But then, like if you've got to buy the shovels, if you've got a snowblower you got to take care of, things like ice melter, you got to find ways to save money.
Well, it's funny. A life hack that I've seen from a lot of people that have cats is just keeping like cat litter in the car for if you get stuck, or even pouring cat litter on the driveway for just traction.
That does work. I have used that to get out of back when my wife had a cat and we would have litter. I was like, all right, I'm going to keep some of this in the car. All you need is just like a little measuring cup full, and you can get out of almost any situation as long as you're not. Yeah,
there's weird ones I've seen too, like soil works for traction and stuff. Like, it doesn't melt the snow or anything, but
right, yeah. In a pinch to like get you out of where you are, there are all these little life hacks.
I mean, that's the good thing about living in Canada. Everybody's got their own little life hack out there.
Very resourceful people up here. If you're gonna survive in a climate like this, you learn a few tricks along the way.
I heard someone once say that like vodka can melt ice, but then it also just seems like a waste at the same time.
I don't know how I would react if I like went out of my home and saw my neighbors pouring vodka on his front steps.
Using an ice to de-ice your driveway.
What? If you're talking about Smirnoff Ice, you may have actually finally found a good use for the product.
I mean, you could also just like drink it to try and stay warm. That works too.
That is the vodka life hack that I've always heard from the Russians.
Feel the burn,
If you're feeling
The Brock and Dalby Podcast. Is it real? Is it fake? Do we even care? Let's find out.
All right, the Winter Olympics are starting in just over a week here, and I ended up looking at this interesting article of between the Summer and the Winter Games of weird events that no longer exist in the Olympics.
Well, yeah, it's like every time the Olympics happen in a different city, they'll usually try and put in some sort of sport that is a lesser sport, but is culturally important to them. We saw it with surfing in Australia and even flag football in LA coming up at the next Summer Games.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you a sport or an event, and you have to tell me, was it real or a fake thing that was at the Olympics, okay? First one in here, we will start with tug of war.
Tug of war, I feel like harkens back to like the early Olympic days. I'm going to say yes.
That is correct. Between 1900 to 1920, it was a game that was used. They'd have teams of up to 8 members would pull on a rope to see which side could drag the other over a line, like you would with your friends when you were a kid. I feel like you look at like the obesity crisis in America, they could crush that if they brought it back these Honestly,
days.
I would watch the hell out of the tug of war.
It would, it appeals to our simple nature.
How has someone not done that? I mean, we have the Power Slap League. We should have a tug of war league.
Yes.
Next one here, we've got pigeon shooting.
Pigeon shooting. There's a lot of shooting events in the Olympics. it does stand to reason that at one point they would have used live targets. I'll say yeah.
Yeah, that one was real. In 1900, one time and one time only, around 300 pigeons were killed, and obviously that was a little bit controversial. It was quickly discontinued to the mess and the cruelty.
God, I didn't even think about the mess of just having hundreds of dead birds. Jesus.
Next, we've got dog sledding.
Dog sledding. God, there's a lot of Nordic countries. I'm gonna say fake only because you rarely go 3 real in a row.
That is fake.
Yeah, all right.
But dude, dog sledding races, I feel like Canada could crush that.
Absolutely. I mean, you just look at the popularity of like the Iditarod races up in the Yukon. Like that would be huge.
All right, next here we've got rope climbing.
Rope climbing? Like the gym class rope climb? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's got to be fake, right?
No, that's real.
Really?
They had it in several early games starting back in 1896, where they would have athletes climb a unknotted rope using only their hands and arm, with speed and sometimes style determining the winner.
I mean, honestly, you think about it, the rope climb is right up there with it's supposed to be the fastest, the strongest, the best, right? Like, yeah, if you can climb the rope, you're pretty much those things.
All right, next up here, we've got the ice roller derby.
Ice roller derby? No, that's not a real thing.
That one is not real.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
Sick.
Just basically a game of British Bulldog or something going around.
On the ice, just people just skating hard into each other.
And finally, we have pistol dueling.
Pistol duel, like literally shooting at one another?
Mm-hmm.
Everything in my head wants to say fake because, like, do they kill people? But that again goes back to like the early Olympics were kind of gnarly. I'm going to say real.
It is real. It was only happened at the 1908 Olympics where competitors actually shot at each other. Now it was with wax bullets, but still.
Yeah, still. It's gnarly to think that because you said the pigeon one was what, 1900 and then they axed that. And 8 years later, they were like, all right, we're not shooting at birds. What if we shoot at each other?
Imagine signing up for that and being like, so, like, am I dying for my country or how's this working here?
I feel like you don't sign up for that. You get conscripted for that. Like, hey, get out there and represent your country.
Pretty sure that's not a sport. That's just war, you know?
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Earlier in the show, we did a real or fake of former sports that used to be in the Olympics, and a lot of the fake suggestions I got from people for winter games could actually work. We've got Russell on the phone. Share what your idea that you texted in was.
Well, I feel like Olympic snow shoveling could go along pretty well, especially with the amount of snow we've had here in the last couple of days.
Oh, that would be epic to watch on TV.
Who can clear out a driveway the fastest?
Yeah.
Just easily go around your neighborhood, see who can blast off the driveways and the sidewalks quicker without actually blowing a hamstring or throwing your back out.
Dude, even if we got snowplow drivers from all across the world to get in a race and see who could like clear a street or something.
It could easily be done. I could see it being a professional sport.
I would watch the hell out of both of those, man.
Honestly, I think you could combine the two of them. I think you have your, say, Canadian plow drive team member, your Canadian snow shovel team member. At one point during the event, the Canadian plow driver gets to go plow a windrow over somebody else's driveway. That guy's got to go clear that out. It's all part of the thing.
It's all time trialed and stuff, too.
And you could even factor in like having to clear snow off of a car parked in the driveway as you're shoveling it, because that snow's got to come off the car, then out of the driveway.
Well, dude, even Jeff just texted in at 762-555, and he said, what about snowball fights? If you had countries just going against each other in an ultimate snowball fight?
So this is a thing in Japan. It's called yukigassen or something like that. I'm probably butchering the word.
It's a real, like, do you have snowball fights as a sport?
They have massive snowball fights. There's been groups that have tried to bring it to Canada a few times, and there have been groups that have tried to pitch it to the Olympics as well, because for everything in your imagination of how cool it would be, they're all right. Watching 25 people line up against each other in professional snowball fighting is awesome.
I mean, hell, even think about it. In the Summer Olympics, they have wrestling. Can we just have an ultimate world battle of King of the Hill?
Yo, I would watch that. Put it in prime time. Give me some play-by-play, some commentary, and just watching as athletes draped in their country's flags throw each other off of a plowed mountain of snow.
We get the biggest 8th graders from every country in the world, and we just send them out to Italy. It's a great idea.
I love not even having like adult grown owned athletes. We send the children.
Some of those gymnastics are like 14. It only seems fair, right?
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
All right, Quentin, what's something Canadians do in the winter that should be at the Winter Games, in your opinion?
Oh, boys, a little bit of salt spreading out there. Friggin' would be hilarious on the Olympics.
How would salt spreading work as a sport?
Man, salt spreading, you line like 4 or 5 guys up from a couple of different provinces in the Ontario or in Canada here. You line them all up and you give them like a stretch, I don't know, maybe 50 meters long. And each a bag and a half at least, and they got to find the most efficient way to spread that through the 50 meters.
And then how you judge it is at the end, a small, frail child has to be able to walk from A to B down your salted path. And if he falls, you're disqualified.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
This sounds like more the custodian games, if anything. But I'd still watch it, man.
We would have an advantage, too. I mean, you think of all the great Canadian curling ice makers who are already used to, like, pebbling ice.
Yeah.
We would crush that event.
We've got some great suggestions at 762-555. Of course, people saying snowmobiling racing should be in there. I honestly just think that should be in there.
There's a lot of that, like, X Games stuff that really could easily move over into the Olympics.
Snowblower races, though.
Snowblower races would be pretty sick.
That'd be super sick. Also, someone said like a competition of like who can put their auger through the ice the fastest.
Ooh, yeah. You could do like a whole thing built around. I mean, right off the bat, ice fishing could be an Olympic event, just in terms of what you catch.
That'd be so boring to watch on TV. You'd just be watching a bunch of guys getting drunk in a shack for like 4 hours.
Not a great spectator sport, but definitely good. And then like setting up your shack, augering the hole. Like there are all kinds of things that you could have as part of the events out there. That'd be cool, man.
We've got Ashley on the phone. What's something Canadians do that could be a winter event?
I'm thinking like hurdles, but with snowbanks. You know, like I'm thinking back to yesterday trying to get to the mailbox and having to like hop over this giant snowbank because that was the only way. I think that would be a good one. I think we're pretty good at that.
Yo, straight up, if we just even had like the 100-meter dash or something, but it was people having to run through the snow, that would be hilarious to watch.
It really would be. It really would be.
Dude, I guarantee you we are taking down Jamaica every time in that race.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, even we're talking about running through snow. What about another event where you just have to slide down a gentle hill on ice? Whoever makes it to the bottom without falling, give them a medal.
It's like that cheese wheel competition. Yeah.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
So many great suggestions still coming in on things that Canadians do that could be at the Winter Olympics. I do love the text that we got in from someone at 762-555 that just said parking lot drifting.
Parking lot drifting. Yeah, I mean, it is a rite of passage for any new driver in this country. Now take it onto the international stage.
Yeah, I mean, we've got bobsledding. Someone said the crazy carpet race, but I was thinking GT snow racing.
Absolutely. Listen, crazy carpet, that's like a demonstration sport. We let the kids have fun with that, but the real athletes come to play on the GT snow racer.
We've got friend of the show, Jordan, on the phone. Jordan, what do you think, man? What could be a Winter Olympic event?
Yeah, her saying that going through the snow banks are kind of reminding me of something else. The Olympic car push. You get that one guy that's still running the all-season tires that can't tread anything, and you got to try to push them up the hill or something.
Every vehicle starts high-centered, and a team of national athletes has to come out and try and get it across the block.
Exactly.
Just imagine an Olympic athlete down underneath with his hands trying to like scoop snow away from the tires.
That'd be so awesome. I mean, even you said the bald tire thing. What if we had like a bald tire race?
I mean, honestly, you're just asking for a demolition derby on ice, and I'm here for it.
The way some of these people drive in this city, it seems like we're racing.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Now it's time for something you probably didn't know.
Living in Canada with our harsh winters, there's probably a good chance you've heard people say the expression, it's cold as a witch's teat a few times already this year.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
Have you ever wondered what the origin story of that is?
I mean, I've just kind of always assumed witches were thought to be cold, distant creature type things, and that's as far as I ever went with it.
Somewhat, but it actually did originate back in Salem during the 1600s, you know, when they had like the witch hunt and the witch trials and all that kind of stuff. Well, witches were often portrayed as, you know, old ladies with wrinkled skin and icy blood. So kind of like what you're saying.
Crones.
But apparently the whole witch's teat thing supposedly came from the idea that witches would leave a marking that witch hunters and courts would look for on the body of an accused witch. Supposedly, the witches would suckle their familiars, and sometimes the devil himself would latch on to this, you could say, unholy part.
Sure.
And to find these marks, they would look at the skin and they would be able to see what they would assume was devil's claws, the teeth, and all that kind of stuff. And to find the marks visible to the eye, the examiner would poke the victim inch by inch with a blunt needle until they found a spot that didn't feel pain or blood. And they say discovery of these marks or spots, they would be considered cold since they were a sign of communication with the devil, thus cold as a witch's teat.
Thank God we have advanced as a society. It is crazy that there were human beings that thought this was real.
I did not think that was going to be the origin story. It was, but it's a little more out there. Although cold as a witch's teat does have a parallel to cold as balls as well, actually.
Okay, what is the comparison between the two now that I know the knowledge of the first one?
Well, the origin of cold as balls actually stems from a nautical term, freeze the balls off of a brass monkey, which on like old sailing ships and stuff that had cannonballs on them, they had brass triangles that were used to support the stacks of iron cannonballs on the ship. And they would say in cold weather that the metal contracted, all the cold would cause the balls to fall off the triangle.
Which I remember being really bummed out that it wasn't an actual brass monkey.
Yeah,
you know, that it was just like a euphemism.
Now, here's the thing. This is where the cross is the cannonballs, the things that would be on the side of the ship, they would call those witches' teats.
Okay.
So apparently cold as balls and cold as a witch's teats really do have some like crossing lines there.
They speak to the same idea of general evil, cold, and witchery.
And if you think about it, I mean, more or less in the nautical term, it's just like how we use them today. It's basically the same term, you know?
Well, yeah, it all just means to say it's really friggin' uncomfortable.
And I do think it's kind of beautiful if you think about it. You know, in the world we live in 2026 right now, we're all equals. So whether it's balls or it's teats, we can all just agree that it's way too cold outside.
Put it on a cross-stitch pillow in my living room, baby.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
What the hell did you just... What the... is that song? What did he...
All right, we've got $100 in Lotto 649 tickets for tonight's jackpot, and we asked you guys to meow in the name here this morning.
Meow against the machine, as it were.
Here's the guitar solo we're looking for. I'm interested to see how people work this one out.
A lot of caterwauling, I imagine, we'll be getting here.
Okay, let's start off with our first guitar meowler, or I guess our first Tom Meowello.
You are way too proud of that.
Hi, it's Marie. Here's meowing in the name of meow, meow,
Oh, it sounds like an opera.
All right, next we've got, I believe it's Matt here.
Meow, 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 meow.
I think some folks got to remember that the phone is not built to withstand your powerful meow. You got to hold it a little further away.
I know this is probably the toughest one we're ever going to do, but here's what we're looking for. Remember 762-555. If you like a meow, let us know which one should win here. We'll move on. I believe it's Sean we got.
At the beginning there where it's like, rah, rah, rah. I was like, is that a dog?
That's Raging Against the Vet is what it is. That's what that is. All right, we got Chris here.
This is Chris, and this is my rage.
Meow. 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 Meow.
I think this was our bad. I think we picked too hard.
May have gone a little bit too ham on this one.
Okay, we'll play one more here. This is Brad. I mean, kind of. It's kind of like the beginning of the. Kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little
I hear
bit.
it a little bit. I don't know, man. This is on us. We picked a bad one to do.
I like the first girl who hit some of the high notes that sort of were the meow.
Let's hear Marie again.
Hi, it's Marie. Here's meowing in the name of.
Meow. Meow.
Yeah, she's hitting some of those with those whammies at the end there.
You know what's funny is if you combine Brad's and Marie's, you get the entire thing. Like you get the whole.
Right. His leads into hers.
So here, if I play Brad's.
And we just put together a band. There you go.
All right, who should get it, Brad or Marie? What do you think?
To me, I'm on Team Marie.
Okay. All right, let's give it to Marie. You get the ding, the round of applause. You are our meower in the name of our Tom Meowello, our cat of the morning, and $100 in Lotto 649 tickets is yours.
I will say, I know you were saying like this is our bad, we've gone too far, but I do think this was all worth it for you to come up with Tom Meowello.
I'm very proud of it.
This is the Brock and Dalby podcast.
Do you know the band Ghost?
Oh, yeah. The guy dresses up kind of like a Pope gimmick sort of thing.
Yeah. They're like a cool little metal band, and they're being accused of cursing the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
As a few weeks ago, they performed a concert at the Orlando Magic's arena there, the Kia Center. And according to staff, the Magic haven't done well since Ghost played that show. And people are claiming it is because of their super satanic vibes.
That's what. So what about all the other places they've played shows in? I mean, you would think that if one show in Orlando could doom the Magic, that means that every arena these guys have played in has brought down some sort of sports team.
People that work for the arena claim that they had the crowd chanting Lucifer and all types of weird stuff. And they're saying that it is a valid excuse on why the Magic has not been playing too well at home.
No, the valid excuse is that the team is just not doing well. And I mean, if you want to talk about the Orlando Magic being cursed, you can go all the way to those old Sprite commercials with the weird little Penny Hardaway marionette doll. If that didn't curse the team, nothing will.
I'm just saying, I'm going to go see Ghost in Montreal this Friday, and if they could put a curse on those Montreal Canadiens, that would just be perfect.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you are sick of the snow or sick of the cold or sick of any of the weather that we have to deal with every winter here in Canada, may I interest you in moving to Spain? There's a rural community, it's called Extremadura, and right now the Spanish government is offering what is the equivalent of about 24 grand Canadian to people to move to this town to live and work.
What's wrong with the town though? Because I feel like once a year we see these stories pop up of like move to Spain, move to Italy, whatever,
Right.
this little beautiful village, but if people are leaving.
Yeah.
What's the reason why they're leaving? Why are you paying me to move there?
Why do you need people who don't even live in Spain to move here? Like, Spain has some pretty big cities. You're telling me no one in Barcelona would take 15,000 euros to move to the countryside?
It also just like it's got like scary movie vibes.
Yeah.
Where someone's like, hey, come on out, come stay here.
Honestly, like this could be a movie where someone packs up their job in like California or whatever and moves to Spain. And for the first little while, oh, this is so nice. It's so great. And then the ghost that haunts the village kills their family.
Do they have any like perks or reasons on why you should move there?
I mean, one of the things, so I guess they're really looking for tech employees, like people who work in the tech industry. I don't know. I think they're just saying because you can work remotely. Like one of the ads is literally, we have better high-speed internet than a lot of other places in the surrounding
because
area.
nobody's there. And that's why.
Nobody's on the bandwidth. And they have co-working spaces. So they're like, you could come in and we could get you a little office nook and you could work your California tech job here, which I don't know. It just seems weird. I've never thought of tech as one of those like jobs you could travel the world with.
Yeah, I guess.
Like it's always been like, the have gun will travel. They say if you could cut hair or make a drink, you can live wherever you want.
Yeah.
Those are the two biggest ones.
I mean, if you really want to travel based on what I've seen on the news all the time, get into politics, dude.
That's true. Those dudes be traveling.
Yeah.
They're all over the world.
It's politics in the army, you know?
One of those is just slightly safer than the other.
If you want to see the world, you either have to be a scumbag or a hero, you know?
Yeah.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You know, we were talking about best jobs for travel. Of course, a lot of people are saying pilot, if you want to drive truck or something like that. I mean, flight attendant as well.
Yeah.
But we've got someone on the line here. What do you think is the greatest job for traveling?
I don't know. I just randomly said stripper because I follow this girl on Instagram and she goes all over the place to go strip.
I mean, as far as a universal currency is being attractive will get you a lot of places.
True.
Yeah, it's like you said with the OnlyFans thing yesterday. Imagine if you could just travel everywhere and go strip.
And then you get to claim it on your taxes, because I had to fly over to Barcelona because I was doing a photo shoot or I was dancing at a club.
You can also claim to get your nails done and your hair done and your makeup done and everything else, all your clothes.
Oh my God, the tax write-offs have got to be pretty solid then, if you're thinking about it now.
Wardrobe?
Exactly.
Any clothes that you take off in front of other people theoretically would be work clothes, right?
It is.
Man, I've never thought about that before.
I can see you're thinking about it right now, and I just want you to know, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart with all love and respect, you and I are not built for that. We are not built for that line of work.
I mean, trade in the Carhartt for a little Spandex or something. Go from Mike at work to Magic Mike.
I think it's more than just buying skimpier clothes. I think there are other things you have to do to suddenly be able to travel the world and take your clothes off.
What I've seen from online is there's a market for all of us.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Would you rather Wednesday? Would you rather Wednesday?
All right, let's get weird. 762-555. First, would you rather says, would you boys rather be let go because of budget cuts or fired for performance?
I mean, I feel like I would rather budget cuts, right? Like getting fired for performance, I'm still unemployed, and now I'm also sad.
At least with budget cuts, too, you get a severance usually, right?
Usually, yeah. Well, that's, that's what you would hope for. And again, I would be able to come out of it. I would be angry at the company. I'd be like, oh, you guys, bean counters couldn't manage your money. You had to let me go. Whereas if it's like, wow, you guys are really not good at this, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
It's also Good Will Hunting. It's not your fault.
Exactly.
It's not your fault. Would you rather live in a world where cars don't exist or the internet doesn't exist? I mean, people lived longer without the internet.
Yeah.
So it also seems like a better time from what people talk about.
That's the thing is like, the me that is now in 2026 to suddenly lose the internet would be devastating. It would be very difficult because we've grown so comfortable with it. But if I lived in a world where it never existed, then I would never know it was a thing. I would have paper maps and encyclopedias on the bookshelf and all these other things, and I wouldn't know the stupid opinions of every mindless moron who got on the internet.
I also just think it would be an even more depressing world if we didn't have cars, because then like people would just be staying inside even more than they already are.
Right. Yeah, that's right? The thing is having a car outside maybe gets you off the internet for a little bit.
Sure.
So lose the internet for sure.
Here's a weird one. Would you rather only be allowed to drink milk or prune juice?
Oh, milk. I mean, milk's
There's
good
only
for
so
you.
much milk that you can take.
Yeah. I mean, listen, as somebody who barely gets through a glass of water in a day, I don't seem to require a lot of fluids.
Now, if you're only allowed to drink it, does that mean like you can't use water in any capacity?
No, I mean, I would
like
assume
a milk shower, like a prune juice shower or bath or something.
Those would be horrific. I would imagine as long as I'm not drinking the shower water, which I'm already pretty good at not doing, I can still clean myself the old-fashioned way.
The prune juice would help everyone lose a couple extra lbs.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think we would spend a lot of time separated from each other if we were all constantly on the toilet.
I mean, the milk might do the same thing too if you're lactose. All right, we'll wrap up with this one. Would you rather have the voice inside your head be Brian Johnson or Bob Dylan?
Oh, God.
Hey, Dolby!
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm like, do I want the sort of the screech, or do I want the like? I'd never understand.
Why are you like this, Dolby?
It's already hard enough to compose my thoughts some days as it is. Never mind if they're coming to me like that.
Everybody hates you.
Yeah, I think I would take Brian Johnson in that situation. I think it's the lesser of two awfuls.
Yeah. You've been such a dick.
Want to be part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.